This is Nemesis versus Artemis. First pick Mongols. Scuba Steve confirmed. But then we have Slabs, Franks, and Tatars. Tatars being one of Papaya Pete's favorites, but we've sort of disclosed him as potentially as a player in the previous set. Ethiopians, Byzantines, Huns, Gurjaris. I don't have their maps handy, hold on. Bay and Slopes are the maps. Bay, that's definitely a Mongols map, where Byzantines would be a good contender, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Cavalry heavy, archer heavy picks. Let's just hop into it. Slabs Huns for the first one. Besides Mayans, Nemesis could be totally an Akkal pick. You know, there's the mind games of not picking your common civs as well, you know, so maybe Akkal picked Mayans just to throw people off guard and force them to snipe it. I mean, you could in theory pick Mayans just so, or any civ, pick a civ just so your opponent will snipe it because you think that they really don't want to be up against it, and they realistically won't because it would never be picked. Good luck, have fun in the in-game chat. That's funnily enough also a thing that, of course, many players do. But Papaya Pit never forgets to do it. So, and there's no response. That's rude. Rude. Where's the GLHF back, and why are we pushing deer this early? Maybe just because they're close. Or just because we can, because there's HUDs. Seems like a waste of good scouting time, though. Not scouting with cheap. How scouting with this one? So Nemesis with the slabs here. Slabs, that is definitely an Umut Dennis pick for Arabia. Who would play slabs in Arabia 1v1? It is one of Dennis's favorites, used to be at least. The other guy wrote it, good point, All Golner. Good point. Shouldn't accuse anyone of being rude for something that we can't realistically see. Not many players would sacrifice so much scouting with that bad cheap micro. Maybe not. Oh, scouts fight. A little bit of a mess underneath these here. Oh, idle woman. Get to work. And and 3 HP more for the Huns scout here, of course. Artemis trying to keep it alive here. There has to be a sign that there could be scouts incoming. Hello, yo dude. Yeah, short casting session this evening. I'll be mixing it up with this cup and other content the upcoming week. Is my ambition, anyway. This is the second set of the 19 Nations Hidden Cup 2 round of 16. So the names are hidden identities. Now Calder is happy that we didn't see BM laning just yet. Is stream low res? What do you mean? You should be able to customize it actually. It's 1080p for me. So sometimes we get transcoding as affiliates as well, it depends. But you can adjust it with the icon. Get a feeling that blue could be Lonzo. Lonzo Wall wouldn't pick slabs for Arabia 1-1. He just wouldn't. Yellow. Yellow could be Lonzo. Wouldn't think of him as a Huns player. But I wouldn't rule it out either. Another scouts fight, but Feudal Age on the way for Artemis again. Not wanting to risk losing scouts HP. It looks like a scout's opening to be 19 pop scouts. Yeah, phone defaults to 360 sometimes. Yo-yo dude. Actually, I think it depends on internet connection speed and or mobile data speed for that matter. 1 second idle TC for Artemis. A clean Dark Age, I would definitely attribute that to a player like Lonzo Wall as well, if you're going to go down that line, as Just for Fun suggests. 1 second, very respectable. 11 seconds for Nemesis. Not too uncommon for Dennis again, and we have the militia moving out. 2 militia Drush. Which actually, just like the King of the Desert, Arabia, it might be successful for this version of Arabia as well, the Hidden Cup Arabia. But yeah, it's a super late rush, which is kind of a Dennis thing. Maybe it's all Coldner picking slabs to impersonate Dennis. I don't know. Should be a villager kill. RB committing here. Okay, nice block. Nice scout micro. Gate player. Yes. And now a stable. First, the militia. Now a stable. This is someone who has studied Dennis's playstyle, I think. Rush into... Well, Dennis would make more militia, actually. Dennis would continue to rush with a... yeah, rush into Drush and then maybe scouts. But now Spearman defense against the incoming scouts. And Yellow seems confused as to where to go. There's definitely a possibility to get around here. Why would they build a stable that usually people use as a part of the wall? Yeah, I mean, that gate could have been the stable, for example, as well. It's a bit far out to go here, maybe. Is it a spear overcommitment? I don't think so. It's only 2 spearmen. The TC time is low as well. Artemis now at... still at 1 second, but taking the hill advantage with the scouts. A good scouts micro from Artemis. And did that we get TG? Who did we conclude that played on our playing? Well, we concluded that you might be Hades, Papaya Pete, and it would seem that the winner also had a German Age of Empires 2 language set, so has to be one of the German players maybe. Or someone switching to German in-game language for the kick of it. Why will I be Hades? Because of the VGG chat. That's why. Labs farming extending here. Also going to gold here. What is this? What's Nemesis up to here? Hold him a lower rated player. Did I? Well, Hades is clearly Papaya pretending to be Grazibus. Nice. Wildebeest is... I don't know Wildebeest's playing style either, but I think he is... walling and booming style. Kinda. Would play it safe at least. But also not bound to beta. Like, I mean, I saw him going triple stable Celts Knights, right? So... Oh, that trap! Not the trap, but the pathing block for scouts there. Nice gate from Nemesis. Still, very low wild this time here, so these players could be 1500 plus. Spearman doing their thing, but now one villager killed by... Hold on, Nemesis? Okay, that was the opening rush, I guess, that got that one villager. What eel is this? We don't know, Yo-Yo Dude, because it's the Hidden Cup. It's hidden seeding. It's 16 players playing under alliances. They don't know who they're up against, and it's random seeding. So it's lowest player 1300, highest player almost 1900. Now you're insulting me, Papayabit. 1100 could be... I mean, on paper it's Akkal-AOE's rating, in effect it's not necessarily so. Maybe these days because Akkal-AOE hasn't been playing much, but... So that would affect all of our ratings. But... it's true, the elo span in practice is 1100 to 1900. The ego management behind this though, the cast age transition, we're going to reach the cast age at just around the 21 minutes mark. And so the transition is really on point for both with the economy management behind this. Looks like there's going to be a cavalry archer follow-up from the Huns, the ranges are up. Someone has forgotten about the villager over here, but the scouts have been idling Nemesis economy quite a bit as well. So Nemesis is going into the cast age with a weakened economy, though only having lost one villager, which is a sign of good defense and adaptation as well. That stable positioning is sus though, and the double ranges is as well. Nemesis with the double range Slavic archers. And I agree with Papayapit, I think we're looking at 1500-ish players here, 1450 plus. Somewhere between, yeah. $1450 and 1500. Still, less than 1 minute idle tease time. The blacksmith completes just now. That's going to mean we have crossbows without even fletching. That's funny. Fletching comes now, but Artemis with the Huns has a few crossbows as well. Did queue some archers while aging up, while preparing that Cav Archer transition. Cav Archer, that is, funnily enough, that would be a... I mean, it would be a Dennis move, but he would be making more than just these few units and would be having more idle tease time at this point. It could be Papayapit opening scouts into Cav Archers here. Because he loves his Cav Archers play. However, Tatars has not been drafted by Artemis here, so I'm not sold on Papayapit. Scrambling up a TC here for Nemesis, does get it up, will... Oh, fails to garrison in time. That's gonna cost a villager life possibly. Okay, looks like we're fine. It's not the most efficient TT ever, but I guess it's going to be okay enough for the short term, and it also provides a point of refuge against what Loon must at this point be assuming is Cav Archers. Didn't scout the ranges yet, but sees the gold investment. Could be a takeaway. Crossbow upgrade is kind of cheap though, O'Connor. All things considered, and then the same upgrades will apply to your cavalry archers. But Artemis probably expected to get more value out of it. Cav archers forced to be played defensively now for the time being. No defense. Skirmisher, Knight, Spearman. Little bit of an AI army going on here for Nemesis and the slabs. That's a Dennis giveaway. Dennis's favorite civ, possibly. I don't know a lot of players that would play slabs in all seriousness on Wonderful Arabia. They're just not quite there. Triple TCs for Nemesis slabs. They do have a great boom. This could be a game that will eventually transition into Imperial Age, actually. Not anytime soon, obviously. They're both spending their resources very consistently. And Nemesis, with the multiple TCs investment earlier on and consistent villager production, is coming out ahead eco-wise here. We'll, of course, have to endure the increasing number of cheap Hunnic Cav archers. But so far seems to be doing alright enough. Some Cav archers forward, the rest cleaning up the mess at home. They're looking for a point of entry here. Elite skirmisher now for Nemesis. Basically a necessity at this point to hold off the Cav archers and maybe prevent them from reaching critical mass. Nemesis with the university. And I guess that's going to be for ballistics for the skirmishers then? Is it? I don't see any other use here. Here comes the first defense upgrade. Potentially gonna see the second one as well for the elite skirmishers. Mm-hmm. 22 Cav archers and counting ballistics coming in for the Huns player as well. Artemis seems to be on top of things now. 2 TCs for the Huns that could provide for a faster Imperial Age transition as well into the heavy Cav archers maybe, or more importantly Bracer maybe. Just for fun says that yellow should do forward siege. Yeah, maybe we need to punish the eco quite a bit more here. That's true. And I believe Artemis eventually will need to go into a complementary unit as well, like Knights or Light Cab here to deal with the skirmishers. Does deny a Town Center Foundation, at least for now. And here's the forward seat. That's probably a forward seat workshop to the side over here. It's hidden, I'll give him that. A bit of a weird placement. I mean, you'll be pathing right into the trees from all directions here with the siege weapons, so it doesn't seem ideal. Artemis actually uses the Huns Cav archers to focus down skirmishers here. Only 9 elite skirms total for Nemesis here. Just one mangonel or a couple of scorpions could be very helpful in that regard. One stray knight just popping around in Artemis' base, not really posing a threat. And finally we're going to complete that DC as well. That's going to take that woman quite a while though. Forward Secret Cloak, not so hidden as Artemis would have wanted to. The Mangonel is... Wait, that's a ram, not a Mangonel. Mangonel now in queue. The flag, though, Nemesis can't know that whether this is a Mangonel or a ram inside of here. And the low idle TC time of the Huns is impressive indeed. But it's also easier with the Huns, considering that you don't need to worry about getting housed. So... I'll give Artemis some stack here. Oh, a forward castle! Right on the main gold spot here. Blue, did he scout the back gold here? Did he scout both side golds as a good player would do? Wait, that's a neutral one actually. But where's the third? That's a 3-tile gold. That's a 4-tile. Or oh, there it is. That's something you would say about your own set, isn't it, Deno? Nemesis with 4 TCs, but also significantly higher idle TC time here. A full-on mix of siege and cav archers and a few knights here from Artemis. Artemis really piling on the pressure now, putting on the pressure now. The pressure is piling on Nemesis, whose move needs to be contested here. Actually, a fairly healthy economy here. Almost looks like Nemesis is partially idling for Imp here. Now the big main gold is off limits though with the forward castle. We might even see some Tarkans joining the party here now in not too long, depending on what unit composition Nemesis goes for, of course. But with this kind of pressure, Artemis is keeping the home base safe and sound. Quite the healthy farming economy here as well, and is making the Tarkans. Definitely something Dennis would do. That will deny this accusation. Slab's gonna have faster imp and castle, yes, but that is a lot of investment on stone as well, and the military is lacking here for Nemesis. I'm not too confident that Nemesis will be able to get that castle up and start taking out the forward castle of Artemis here. Artemis seems to be on top of things, denying the stone as well. Good move there. That certainly messes a little bit with that stone investment of Nemesis. However, Nemesis going to get that castle up. A safe spot close to home, but I think the Nemesis would have needed to buy some stone, right? Strong meta player, you say, but this Cav Archer micro is a little bit questionable though. Running right into TC Fire and the Elite Skirmishers and losing some numbers, possibly needlessly here. Imperial H right around the corner though. Gold becoming a bit of an issue after having this TC idled, but there's always the market to use. If you have one, does Nemesis actually have one? Yeah, it's here. Market rate's pretty decent. And Imperial Age on the way as well. Getting by rollers! We're gonna see more Tarkans here. Full on Tarkans rush against the Slavs, who could probably just make bowyars against the Tarkans. Oasis is looking good for blue, okay. I mean, there hasn't been Artemis hasn't been able to claim the equal lead even with all this aggression. He has been wasting some Cav Archers, so no deadly mass of Cav Archers either. And Imperial Age is on the way. Fact is, it's pretty darn even between the players, and Artemis has the military momentum while Nemesis is extending that Slab's ridiculously strong farming economy here. Has the Trebuchet out as well, while Artemis keeps making Tarkans. Does not try to contest the Treb here. I guess you could dive in with the Tarkans and snipe the Trebs fairly easily unless it gets gated in or something here though. The elite skirmishers obviously don't pose a threat to the Tarkans. Now comes the barracks. I mean, technically, if you go into halberdiers here as the Slavs, that counters both of the army compositions on the field here now. But we see cavalry upgrades kicking in here as well. It's full on Tarkans. But the forward castle will be going down, I think. Second trap now out for Nemesis. And Artemis' push seems one-sided here. It's been mainly around the main gold here. And it's not going to be enough, even with the side golds slowly depleting here. Tarkans against skirmishers could be a good one for the Tarkans. And Cavalier, probably enough, seems to be working. The plate barring armor isn't in though, so that hurts a little bit. But these are Castle Age upgraded Cav archers until you can get to Bracer and get some damage in. But now Nemesis is in a spot to push back. Eco balance seems decent, right? 18 on gold now, 40 something on food. Did drop stables earlier on, so we might see some Hussar spam here as well to idle and disrupt Artemis' home economy. Slab guy needed help siege. Yeah, but Slab guy is surviving and pushing back though. Don't understand why he did so many Tarkans. Trying to flex and not succeeding, I would say. Or just making the most expensive meat shield ever in front of your underwhelming massive Cav archers. Trying a little too many things at once, maybe. Idle teach time ticking up now as well, but it doesn't matter. We are at 120 villagers, a full decent boom for Artemis. And he likes Tarkans, that's the obvious answer. Best answer to that question. Tarkan ETC. Just noticed that Nemesis guessed me as Artemis. Okay, so this is you then, Deno. You're flexing with the Huns on Arabia. Still a bit of a one-sided push for Artemis here. Nemesis claiming the score lead now, still behind in military and to the point of overboom here. Would never pick Hans, says Deno. I mean, you are playing a lot of Black Forest, so it would make sense that you would not pick Huns. And don't listen to Papaya Pete, he's just trolling us. Nemesis at close to pop cap. Artemis forced to clean up at home with the remaining few armies here, now dropping extra stables, securing the side goals. Lots of stables out here. Did we get Hussar yet? Light Cav is coming in. Hussar, not affordable. Artemis Eco is exposed now, and Nemesis has a Halberdier in and some Scorpions as well. This is transitioning into a strong late game for Slabs here. If Slabs can get here and get to their upgrades as well, maybe we'll even see Drusina here. I don't know why, but I'm getting wildebeest vibes from Nemesis here for some reason. Artemis still on top with the army numbers, but it's only a matter of time now until Artemis's home base gets breached and pushed by the late game slab Halved siege depthfall. You see the rams here popping out. Still only capped rams, not siege ram just yet, even though it's affordable. But Tarkans and Cav Archers, that's not really a way to stop the siege ram push, is it? Again, forced to pull the armies back here, and a nice strategic defensive castle here from Nemesis on the hill, providing protection from raids on the left-hand side here. Right-hand side, TC's on the gold and taking the neutral stone as well, playing for the long game here. Still only capped ram. Why not siege ram? It's affordable. It's affordable. Did we forget that it exists? It's slabs do get siege ram, right? So I guess the food is spent for hussars instead, which it's arguably more mobile than the siege rams. Oh, these small stray units here. Stone walls to the sides. Good way to prevent raids from entering, at least temporarily, for Artemis here, but there are rams out on the field that will break through and make an opening. Here's blue, literally outposts forward even, for some extra vision, and Artemis forced up into a corner here now, with the stone walls not going to last him for long. Militia! It's the two. It's the minute 53. 2 militia rush. Nice. Still don't understand why the most nomadic civ in H2 can build stone walls. Hey, even if you're a nomadic tribe, you can access stone, you know. If you could do masonry, it's a different question. Hussar raids really doing damage here now, and Artemis has to tap out Nemesis. Takes the first game, even though it looked even for quite a good while there. Let's browse through the stats and have a look at the draft again, maybe, before moving on. So it's party tactics. Marauders in the late Castle Age. So we did see quite a lot of Tarkans at some point. A little bit confused to me why that would make sense against the Slavs at any point in the game, but solid. Yeah, it's a very good defense from Nemesis with the Slavs to survive that, get the boom going, and push back, of course. The late game imp options for Slavs, it's strong against most civilizations with Drushina and Halbs and siege rams and whatnot. Scuba Steve is more like 1700, 1750 even, maybe. And I think the hidden thingy plays into his hands as well. Huns losing to the, oh sorry, not Mongols. To the Slavs here. We're left with, what's the whole map again here? Let's have a look. Nemesis' home map is Bay, and Artemis's home map is Slopes. So we're going to see Slopes again, I believe. Slopes could probably be a Mongols map as well. But Tatars with the hills on both sides should be good. Let's find it. We're going to Slopes, and we have Franks versus Byzantines. Franks versus Byzantines, so I was obviously totally wrong. Franks should have a viable scouts opening on this map, of course. Blue versus yellow, by the way. Artemis sticking with the... Yeah, they're sticking with the same colors. Byzantines, they're classified as a defensive civilization. It's going to... They have all of the counters, basically. They have great trash options and cheaper camels as well. And while lacking core upgrades like Bloodlines, for example, you still have all of the responses as Byzantines. You could easily wall yourself in and just defend it out. What's with players putting 7 villagers on sheep? Oh, never mind. It's moving out to the lumber camp now. Maybe just forgot about it. Yeah, that ram in the poverty shop workshop, that was weird. I think the base was still open to the sides as well, so it was not to break through buildings or anything. A mangonel or possibly a couple of scorpions would have made more sense, I think, at that point. Yellow was Huns, yes, Artemis was Huns. 6 on sheep. Forward. Was only half forward though, by a bit. It was like in the middle of the woods between the two players. Oh, excuse me, getting sleepy here. Late casting session. Nemesis is already out checking the sides to see for any mills to the sides. Doesn't look to me like there's a meta to place mills on the sides just for fun. Milling the berries, at least for the yellow player. Suggesting that Artemis wants to wall off here and play it safe from inside home base with the Byzantines. They are a bit of a slow and defensive and good recognition by Nemesis as well, realizing that the sides haven't been taken, meaning that Artemis will go for the wall up instead. That should leave Nemesis in the position where they can collect the side resources somewhat uninterruptedly. You never know with the Byzantines though, they could still go for a trash rush. That used to be a thing back in the Booblian MSN's old days, but For now, we're going to see the 20 pop up here for the Franks. Tiny bit of idle easy time for both. They had to... Nemesis had to react to the starting scout of Artemis so as not to lose a villager. It's pretty interesting that by all the 4 players we've seen on this map is the Frank player that doesn't go for the berries. Conserving them for later, you know. When this gets contested or lost, then you can move back home and collect the quick berries. Well, you're just standing and lurking here. Oh, we have a hungry housewife. In fact, we'll have 2. We'll have the Frank's Men-at-Arms opening. Who was it that wrote in the United Nations Discord that Frank's Men-at-Arms into Archers is the best opening confirmed? So some ambitious walls? Nah, these are fine. It's not that far out, considering the connection between the woodlines. Hoy denies this accusation. Don't listen to Hoy. That's basically confirming. I like that Nemesis moves out to the side, to keep an eye on the resources over here. They're not being taken. You also can't, if this were a couple of patches ago, you would be able to see if the hunt is being slaughtered in the Fog of War, but that's been patched, so that's not going to happen. Man-at-Arms kicks in with good timing there. Going to contest the berries, and also these are already idled because of the small walls, because just won't be able to drop off food over here. So that's 1 villager getting completely idled here. In the meantime, forward range and power here from Artemis. Not joking around the Byzantines here. I love that tower though. It's right on the stone of Nemesis, but Nemesis is stone in the back as well, so it's not going to be the case that Nemesis can't collect stone for additional defensive towers if need be. Artemis is not on gold, so this is going to be a trash rush from forward, but has to react to what's going on at home base as well. Nemesis now hitting the berry pickers of Artemis and managing to get 1 eco kill. No, 2. Ooh, Artemis lost a villager to Gaia. GG forgot to go on stone. Worst game ever, lol. That's confusing. GG 11. Okay, so it was going to be trash and towers then. Yeah, I'm getting the vibes as well, Hoy. But I'm not sure. Not sure. Could be an off day for a good player as well. GG forgot to go to stone. Well, that is a 2-0 for Nemesis. Moving on to the next round. Seem to be on point there, reading the map well. 2 minutes idle TC at 13 minutes. For both of them, actually. In the case of the Byzantines, I think it could be because of the trash unit. And they stopped trying with the first guys at GG. Yeah, also a good point. So yeah, not much of a challenge for the Franks player here, by the looks of it. fairly uninteresting stats, as this game didn't progress very far. It could be just for fun trolling us as well, picking Byzantines, trying to go for some crazy off-meta towers and trash forward play. It does do stupid things at times as well, just like me. And this would be an Akkal tower actually, it doesn't really do too much. And a nice stone, yes, but there's stone in the back. Good Man at Arms opening from Nemesis though, with the damage really kicking in here. Look at this draft, we got my two furry suits as the first picks, yeah? Ethiopians and Byzantines, yeah? Could be. We have to take civilizations into account as well. Dad is sitting in the chat throughout the game calling the player 1600 plus. There we go, that's a tell as well.